And when you stop and look at things like that, like Nick said, even for a Canadian millionaire, 1 Bitcoin is hard to get. How many are willing to have 10% of their portfolio in Bitcoin? And how many have 100K in a liquid asset to purchase it? Exactly. Like just think about this. Think about this math. Even if there was a millionaire in Canada, a millionaire, not many of us might know a few millionaires, a couple, but they're not abundant here in Canada or anywhere for that matter. So let's take a millionaire here in Canada and think about their portfolio. Do you think that they have that $1 million sitting in cash in their savings account, or do they have real estate and stocks and bonds and venture capital investments? That $1 million, there's not much free cash there, right? So we're talking about this millionaire in Canada. Even if he had the conviction in Bitcoin, and I think once you have $1 million, the conviction, anytime you're going into something new, that requires 10% of their liquid portfolio to get to 1 Bitcoin. A millionaire. How many millionaires do you think are putting 10% of their wealth into Bitcoin? Very few. So even the millionaires, I think that we're really underestimating here how valuable sats are and how hard it's going to be for people, the average person, even millionaires, to get to 1 Bitcoin. And how, even from that million, how much of that $1 million do you think is liquid? How much could they actually sell tomorrow and buy Bitcoin with that? It might not even be 10% if they wanted to, right? Because they would have to sell some. They would have to pay tax on that. They'd have to take some cash out to pay the tax on that. Like, this isn't just something as simple as having $1 million. It's not just sitting in cash. And millionaires are very few and far between. So if you have a 1 Bitcoin, you're going to be the new wealthy. Even if you have half a Bitcoin right now, you are going to be the new wealthy in the future. And you have to start thinking like that, and you have to start preparing for when that comes. Today, not when it comes. You have to get your shit together today. So that's kind of the purpose of this multi-generational wealth series that we're doing, is not to teach people how to buy Bitcoin, not to teach people how to send Bitcoin. It's to make sure whatever Bitcoin you have accumulated and the Bitcoin that you're going to have in the future, you're protecting that. And again, even if you learn one thing from the 8-part series that we're doing, even if you get one thing from it, it's going to be so much more valuable than the amount that you pay for it. One thing. And I'm hoping that people are going to learn more than one thing, but it could be the difference between you having your Bitcoin in 50 years and you not. Something like that, something so small, but you're just missing. Because I think that that's a lot of a big issue for Bitcoiners, that a lot of people don't really know what they don't know.